are now listening to Lauer Road Radio.
Hey, welcome one and all to the #1 podcast, winter, spring, and fall. Talking sports for the thrill of it all. Hey, talking life, but we're killing it all. Jason and Dan with the master plan. These are dangerous men with the mic in the hand. Bonafide winners everywhere that we go. You're a part of the team.
Lauer Radio.
Dad light, thug light, bright lights in sight. All right. What? Dad light, thug light, bright lights in sight. All right. Yeah. Dad light, thug light, bright lights in sight. All right. Bonafide winners everywhere that we go. You're a part of the team.
Lauer Radio.
Let's get it.
What? At Tanagra when the walls fell. This is Dan Owings coming at you another time for Lauer Road Radio. You doing okay over there with my co-host, as always, Jason?
I peed my pants.
Jason, I was taking a walk the other day, as you do.
Yeah.
As is my want. And I saw a car, and I was like, oh, that's Jason's car. I wonder why he's parked here. And then I noticed that it had all of its door handles. I was like, that's not Jason's car. I was 100% sure it was your car, and then I was like, nope, not a missing door handle.
Yeah.
Levi broke the door handle on our van this winter.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, what the heck happened? He's like, I swear I didn't do anything. I was like, did you pull? He said, but I wasn't pulling on it hard. I was like, of course you were. You were yanking on it because it was not.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'll pay for it. And like, no, you won't.
Yeah.
You're not going to do that.
Yeah.
It's just going to be broken forever now.
Yeah. Now we have
because you're just an impatient 18-year-old kid,
which is you.
Yes.
It's you. You've duplicated yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I've learned not to do that. I'm 40.
No, what really happened is Dan did it before Levi came out.
Set it
and
up
then he
just right.
What'd you do?
Gosh, you idiot.
No, every car, well, post kids, every car that I've had, a handle has been broken. I'm like, what? How? What? Stop!
I'm not. I haven't unlocked it yet.
Stop! Just leave it alone.
Hold on.
Wait, I will tell you when to open it.
I'm gonna press the. Wait for me to press the.
Yeah.
Some things just drive me up a wall. I was at the corner market here the other day. You been to the corner market down here?
I've walked by it many times.
It's nice.
Is
it's
it?
really nice.
Okay.
Yes, and the ladies that run it, I'm a big fan. I'll walk through the market even when I'm not getting anything, just to say hi.
To act like you're stealing something.
They know me there. They know I don't steal stuff. And
like when you come and go every day and don't take something and don't buy
I always
something?
stop and talk to them.
Okay.
I usually have a coffee in my hand. We shoot the breeze.
Yeah.
And the one lady was saying that she wants to run for mayor of Marion.
Okay.
And this is what she wants to do. She basically, it seems like she wants to run for mayor of Marion and then put a giant fence around the whole city.
Yeah.
And then tell everyone to get out.
Okay.
And then she will sit at the gate and decide when
Who
you
comes
come
in.
to it. No,
Yeah.
you're allowed to come in.
I like this.
And she says, if you're one of the people with a loud muffler, you're not coming in.
So half of Marion's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now every day when I walk in, I have another suggestion. Like today I walked through, I was like, I got a suggestion for someone who's not allowed to come in.
Yeah.
I said, the person that walks around the grocery store talking on their speakerphone.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Like, don't let those people in. She's like,
Yeah.
I'm with you. Those people are not going to get in.
Those are the worst.
Uh-huh.
Or just people in general who the second you call them, they answer it and they put you on speakerphone immediately, and you can hear that you're on speakerphone.
Yeah,
Those are
I
my
hate
parents.
that.
My parents do that, and
I
I'm like,
hate that.
I'm not calling you anymore.
So just the walking around the grocery store on speakerphone, what the heck is happening here?
Yeah.
Like, could you be a more inconsiderate person?
Yeah.
The
It's the
whole
worst.
world revolves around you.
Yeah. I mean, I've known a few older people, church people primarily, because I've went to church with some old people, and they put it on speakerphone because they can't hear. It's louder on speakerphone. Like they can't hear if they hold it up to their ear. So I get that, but still do that in a private
But
setting.
that's not
Never
everybody.
them.
But
Yeah.
I know,
That's not everybody.
That's what I'm saying. There's a time and a place for everything.
Yeah.
Right.
Now I'm okay. Like I was the other day at the grocery store, and Erica sent me to the store to pick up some chicken noodle soup, and she wanted some Triscuits. But she's like, but I don't want like the normal Triscuits. Give me one of the ones that got some flavors or whatever. I was like, okay.
Okay.
And so I'm walking down the aisle. I locate the Triscuits, and there's a guy standing in front of the Triscuits,
FaceTiming.
and
Yeah.
he's like, which
Yeah.
is this? This is the herb and
Yeah.
4 cheese. This one's the garlic and rosemary.
Yeah,
This one's, and she's like, yeah, no, that one. And then and so that was a speakerphone type situation,
Yeah.
but then he got off of it as soon as, I'm okay with that.
Right. I've done that.
I also did the thing then where it's just like, he's just bogarting the whole area that I want to be in.
Yeah.
And so now I got to pretend to look at something else until he finisches his thing.
Yeah.
So I'm
Looks
just
like I'm looking at Cheez-Its.
I'm looking at the Ritzes, you know what I mean? I'm like, I don't know, and then you can't swoop in the moment because it's obvious what you did.
What's this? What's right here?
Oh,
I didn't consider
is this-
Triscuits.
That's weird. The Triscuits are in this aisle, huh? Well, maybe I'll have a look at them. See what they got here. I'm gonna take this one. So,
Did you FaceTime Erica?
no, I got the 4 cheese and herbs because I know she likes. I would just get a regular Triscuit, actually, or there's one that said sea salt. I'm a big fan of sea salt whenever I can get it.
I am more of a fan of the Himalayan pink salt.
Well, yeah, come on. I don't think they make a Himalayan pink salt Triscuit, but they do.
Given
make
the choice between Himalayan pink salt and sea salt, I'll do Himalayan pink salt all day.
If I could get some pink sea salt,
Himalayan pink sea salt.
I would have just gone for the sea salt because I don't need all the other flavors.
Yeah.
But I know she likes the fancy flavors.
Okay, wait, just stop real quick. I'm sorry. Is salt?
Yes. Well, some of it is iodinized, which is actually really important.
Yes.
And part of apparently one of the reasons there are a lot of people that are like not as healthy as they could be, like gut wise and other things, is because we've moved on to all these fancy butt salts, and our salt's not iodinized anymore.
Yeah.
So you need to have iodinized salt. It's good for you.
Right.
But I think salt's salt.
Okay.
Basically.
Yeah. That's what I thought,
But I just feel like sea salt's got its own.
I just feel like the pink Himalayan salt's the way to go.
Yeah.
It's pink.
I don't know. You could ask Gordon Ramsay.
The pink Himalayan sea salt in a grinder, like one of the big grinders, you have to.
I have a salt grinder.
That's what I do.
Well, of course.
Yeah, come on. So I got the 4 cheese.
Lots
and
of
herbs.
positive feedback, by the way, on the ranch fondue.
Oh
fountain.
yeah.
No one replied when I sent you guys in the group text a picture of a fondue fountain, and I was like, "Listen, we could do a whole Baby Messiah Ranch skit." And listen, I will commit.
Budget.
I will commit. I will buy the fountain, and I will commit to wearing a big
Just
adult
an
diaper.
excuse for you to do something that you kind of weirdly you went to that quick.
Real quick.
So I got the 4 cheese and herb.
He actually sent it before the
Triscuits.
episode
I was
aired.
like, how
he
is
didn't even
that
know we
even-
were going to do that.
Did he manufacture that? I don't even know how that happened. I looked at the timestamp and I was like,
Wait a second.
I was going all beautiful mind and everything was coming together. I was like, Jesse's an idiot. So,
Confirmed.
I got the 4 cheese and herb
Yes.
Triscuit.
Yeah.
And I'm always
What
like,
are the 4 cheeses?
I think it's your Parmesan. I think it's an Asiago. I'm pretty sure there's a I don't know. So there's 2 other cheeses.
Yeah.
And cheese is not cheese in the way salt is just salt.
Agreed. Now there's salt and cheese.
I mean, you couldn't do the Mount Rushmore of salt because salt is salt.
Pink Himalayan salt, sea salt, salt that goes on the road,
And then
road salt,
table salt.
and table salt. Yeah.
There it is. How about the Mount Rushmore of cheese?
American. American cheese? Classic grilled cheese sandwich with an American cheese?
I mean, I'll take cheddar on a cheeseburger.
Colby Jack. Pepper Jack.
Hard. This is a hard Mount Rushmore to do.
I think we've actually done it before.
Yeah, I think we have.
Have we?
Yeah.
We
was
could
tough
do.
then.
Listen, we could do a Mount Rushmore of cheeses every week. It would be different every week.
yeah.
Yeah, it depends on the week. So I got that, and I'm always a little self-conscious because, well, like for instance, with the chicken noodle soup, they Progresso, which I know she likes Progresso.
Yeah.
They had 2 different kinds, and I was like, I'm gonna get the wrong one.
Yeah.
And so I got both.
Yes.
Because I was like, okay,
that's the way
good.
to go.
And then I was looking at there. By the way, I don't know if you knew this, but there's now 75 different flavors of Triscuits. So I mean, the choices are insane.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at them all, and I want to make a good choice, and because she's not feeling good and she's sick, and I want to look at it, and be happy, and so I get the 4 cheese and herbs. I'm like, I think she'd like this. I think this is one she'd like, and so she when I give her the box, she looks, she's like, ooh, four cheese and herbs, this is good. I was like, all right, I did good. And she took a couple of bites, and I was like, do you like it? And she's like, yeah, this is really good. And then about 2 or 3 minutes later, she's like, I love the ones with rosemary. I'm like, come on! Just tell me that's what you want. Is that hard?
That's why
if you'd have said rosemary, I'd have found rosemary, because I'm sure they had it.
No, they do. That's where the guy before you did the right thing.
Yeah.
With the FaceTime. Like, listen, which one do you want? I'm not going to surprise. See, that's
put them all in the cart.
My wife doesn't like surprises. She wants what she wants. Period. Which is fine. Like, I don't care. But just tell me, like, when she'll send me something to get at the store, like, send exactly what you want. Exactly. How many, quantity, size, whatever.
Take a picture of it.
Yeah, I will get that. Yeah. That's fine. But I'm not, like, surprising, because I'm going to get the wrong one. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. So, that's how things are going with me.
Yeah.
Hey, can we go back to cheese real quick?
Always.
Just real quick. I was at Olive Garden today. We had Olive Garden for lunch.
Humble brag.
Well, yeah. We can afford Olive Garden once every couple months. So, but the lady comes out.
Did you get a boat of Alfredo? I always get a boat of Alfredo.
I'm going back to keto, so it was
Alfredo
salmon.
is very keto.
How do you do keto at Olive Garden?
Salmon and broccoli. That's what I had.
Okay. Well, you can pour the Alfredo over the broccoli. Boom. You're welcome. Okay. Anyway, continue.
Anyway, so
I think
of course
the reason to go to Olive Garden is unlimited breadsticks.
Well,
which is not
I don't
keto.
do that. So I had 0 breadsticks. I had salad, but they always ask, "Do you want cheese on it?" Of course.
Yeah. Of course.
And they're like, "Okay, tell me when to stop." If it were up to me,
yeah,
just keep going.
Just keep going.
Yeah.
I'm standing there looking at the girl, and Savannah's like on the other side of the table going, "Babe, that's enough." And no, that's not even halfway there. But you feel bad for her. So,
like her arm's getting tired.
Yeah, like she. Yeah. So is it appropriate? How many seconds of them grinding is appropriate
until they stop?
If
they ask you, tell me when
you can see. You can see her arms getting tired. I mean, you can see.
You're like, I'm just going to tell you. Down. I see how much cheese is in your device. It's not enough.
Yeah. So here, give me it, and you start doing it yourself.
Yeah,
just leave it
go
here.
back and talk to Louise.
Just leave it to the table.
Get some more cheese. I'll take care of it.
It's like they leave you a pot of coffee. Just leave the whole.
Tell me when to stop is a strange thing sometimes. So I was at the chiropractor today.
Oh boy,
my back was in pain. And they put those little suction cup things on you that like vibrate. Yeah,
the fake science.
It's like they send an electrical pulse, and it makes sure whatever it does. It's and she always puts it on, and then she says, and she'll say, okay, tell me when it's too much.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and then I'll pull it back. And I take that as a personal challenge. I want to be the one. That when she walks back to the office,
I've never seen
she's going to be like, you guys are not going to believe this. Everyone come over and look at room number 5 because this guy's all the way to 10. And the highest I've ever gotten is 7. Yeah. I mean, and that person cried, right? Yeah. I want to be the guy that they tell the story about like, for years, there's this guy, he went all the way to 10 and he didn't stop me. And I asked him, I was like, yeah, it's good. Yeah. I'm fine, And so I had that mentality. I'm like, And plus I want to get my money's worth in a weird way too. I'm like, give it to me like
full blast.
I'm paying for this.
I'm paying for a 7 or a 10.
I mean, this is the experience of going to the chiropractor. Yeah. First of all, you're going there, you're already in a bad mood because you have back pain.
Yes.
So strike one, okay? And then you walk in, and then when you walk in, they immediately start to tell you, well, the reason that your back hurts is because you're overweight and you're not active enough. So now they've insulted you.
Yeah.
And then they say, get on your back, and they do all these crazy things that like cause pain. They crack your back, they do all this stuff. So your back actually hurts worse than it was when you got there. Uh-huh. And then to top it all off, on your way out, they're like, that'll be $50. Yeah. They charge you for the experience.
And you should come back in 2 days.
Right. It's quite a racket they got going on there. So I really wanted to be the one. I was going to get my money's worth. I was like, man, give it to me. And boy, we got to a spot. I was like, All right, I can settle in. That's what I
was
told
like,
myself.
Sir, that's a 4. Most people's up to at least a 6 or 7.
And she was
Sir,
going.
I haven't even turned it on yet.
She did keep on turning it, and then she was like, and I was proud because she was like, are you gonna tell me? You know what I mean? She's like, did you say something? I was like, no, I didn't say anything yet. And she goes, is it working? You know?
Yeah.
So I'm feeling pretty good about
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
And then like the one notch you go from like I can handle this, and
Oh shoot! So she went all the way up, I think, on that one, and I was like, I gritted it out, which is probably the worst thing for me because I probably completely
tense.
tensed
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
But once again, money's worth. And then they do the other thing that sends an electrical impulse.
yeah.
It's the
ultrasound.
it's like an
type thing.
ultrasound thing, whatever. And then they go all over your back. And she was like, same thing. And she's like, I just want to make sure it's working. I was like, no, that's working. And she got about halfway through, and the pain was tremendous.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think it got worse. And so she was like, yeah, I was wondering. So she brought it back down. So I felt like I did okay.
Yeah.
No,
playing it off is the way to go. So years ago, I was like 16, something like that, 15, 16. And this is a Bennett story. We were in youth group at church, and we had pranked.
Bennett was a guy that used to hang out at our youth group.
Yes.
For those just to give a little
Just some
background.
guy.
He was a guy.
He was around.
He hung out. Bennett could still. Now, in hindsight, I wonder if he wasn't underground smoking, but because now looking back, I'm like, that's
He
weird.
was distributing the cigarettes.
But he said that he could still puff smoke, and he hadn't smoked in like 15 years.
Yeah.
And he could hold his breath.
Because he had so much smoke in his lungs.
He could hold his breath,
Yeah.
and he could go, and a little smoke came out. And I saw him do it, and I was like, this is amazing. You haven't smoked in 15 years. In hindsight, I wonder about that 15-year mark.
Yeah.
If 15 years wasn't 15 minutes, but far be it for me to judge.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
That's pretty funny. I'd forgotten about that, but that's right. So we had pranked him at one time, and we gave him...
Because I don't understand the science of that, but I don't think smoke is hanging out in your lungs for 15 years.
He manifested it somehow.
Anyway, sorry.
So there was this packet. It was called like fart gas or something like that. Fart powder. And we opened it and put it in his drink, and he drank it. And like it messed him up. And it was before some important meetings he had to be to. And like it gave him like this, not to be too gross or descriptive, but it was like a glue diarrhea. It was like a pasty glue diarrhea.
Oh, that's not normal.
And it wasn't just no. And it wasn't. It
Most
didn't make
people
him,
don't realize the Eskimos have 75 words for poop.
Okay.
Did you know that?
Yeah, I'm sure glue diarrhea is one version.
Well, they
of
don't
that.
know what glue is because
Yeah.
they've never seen a horse.
Yeah.
So
So, anyways, it didn't make him fart. It gave him this like gross glue diarrhea, and he was going to get back at us. It was me and it was me and Shane. Shane Tucker is the one that did it, and so he put some chocolate X-Lax like in a milkshake, and he gave it to us. Like on a Wednesday. Yeah. And of course I drank it. It was fine. Whatever.
It's delicious.
It's a milkshake.
It's a milkshake.
And so I go home that night, and immediately, like he put like 2 tablets,
An unhealthy amount.
He like times 10.
Yeah.
Put like a whole package in there.
Yeah.
So I get
Did
home.
you find it odd that he was giggling the whole time you were drinking that?
Yeah, I didn't notice that. And he's taking puffs in the back.
Yeah.
No. So he gives us milkshake. I drink it, whatever. And I go home, and my stomach.
Yeah.
And like I was up all night.
Yeah.
I took the day off of school.
Yeah.
And I just stayed at home, and it was awful. It was an awful experience.
Yeah.
I didn't tell anybody.
Of course.
I didn't tell a soul, not one person, because I knew he got me.
Sure.
Like I figured it out. So Bennett had called Dad like that night, and he's like, "So how's Jason?" Dad's like, "I don't know. What do you mean?"
Yeah.
He's like, I like put like a whole package of X-Lax in that milkshake."
Yeah.
And Dad's like, "Yeah, I think he's fine. Like I think he even went to school today."
Yeah.
And
his dad doesn't know.
He doesn't know. He had left before. He got home. Whatever. It's a normal day. But I played it off. I didn't tell anybody. But I was in pain. My stomach hurt. My intestines hurt. It was horrible.
You're not going to give him the satisfaction.
No, I'm not going to give him the satisfaction. I play it off.
Yeah.
It's like, man, he's got an iron stomach. I did.
And that felt good for you.
Yes, but that's the thing.
You
It's
took
like you
pride
can't
in
get
that.
me. Give me all the X-Lax you want. It's not going to affect me.
Right.
The truth is, it was horrible, horrible.
Yeah.
But it was, it's a fun story. But same thing with a chiropractor. Don't let them.
No. Never
You don't
show
give them
your
the
hand.
satisfaction.
Just hold on.
I'm going to grit this out.
And I know this isn't the case for you, and it's certainly not the case for me. We go to the same chiropractor.
We do.
I know the people you're talking about. And so some people, some other men have told me that the lady that comes in and works on you, they think that she's a very attractive, young lady. And so they feel a little bit of extra pressure to kind of put on the tough. Obviously, it's not you or me.
This woman, I don't think this woman is the one you're talking about. I think all women are beautiful. Except
on the inside.
You guys are going to have to get the bleep button ready again.
Just learn some filters.
Nah.
Anyway, I don't think this was that woman that they're speaking of.
Okay.
But I could see what you're saying. So they don't want to be the guy that's like,
yeah, like, oh no, crank it up to 10.
Put it.
But again, I've never experienced that. So.
Right.
Okay, so listen, I got one other quick story. Right before we
still have to talk about Mike Tyson because that's relevant to today. It happened today. But continue.
Okay, well, I got two things that happened today.
Sure.
They're both quick. So the first thing, I get home right before I'm getting ready to come do the show. The boys asked me to make some hot water. They wanted ramen. One kid.
Boy, your kids are really pretty worthless, aren't they? Did you make some hot water? Did they think you're a magician or something?
Abracadabra.
He turns on the spigot.
No, listen. We have a kettle on the gas stove, and I boil water, and then I'm making them dinner.
Okay.
They're 9. He's 9 and 11.
All right.
Okay.
So
anyways, I'm boiling some water, and I get out. Teddy wanted ramen. Gus wanted oatmeal. Fine.
Easy.
I can do that. So I get out 2 bowls. It's the big, like cup style bowl.
Sure.
One's red, one's
like
green.
A soup bowl,
like a
soup
bowl.
cup.
It's great for ramen. Situation. It's great for oatmeal. So I have a green one, a red one. Teddy goes, "I'll take the red one." Okay. I set it on the counter. He goes, "Because Red Bull gives you wings." That's pretty good.
That is pretty
good. I'm like,
good.
"Wait, did you just make that up?" He goes, "Yeah." I'm like, "You didn't steal that from a movie or anything?" He's like, "No, I just made that up." I'm like, "That's pretty good."
That is pretty good.
I like that. So
And he's funnier than you.
He really is. He on the fly, man. He's gold. I think one day Teddy will replace one of us,
or he'll be in prison.
One or the other, or both. Maybe he'd do a show from prison.
I'd listen.
Yeah, absolutely. So the other thing that happened right before the show, I'm putting gas in the van,
as you do,
and I go inside. I'm going to buy a Powerball ticket because it's up to like 400 million, and if we win, we're going to get a new studio. I'm just going to buy 7-Eleven. We're going to strip it,
nice,
and just make it our own.
I think
the whole
Patel
thing.
like that, but
I don't care. Patel can go buy another one. But this is a Patel story. So I'm not getting gas at 7-Eleven. I'm up the road here, and I go inside to buy this Powerball ticket, and it's the same lady who always works there. It's like she lives there. Her family owns it. Whatever.
Sure.
She's always there. She's foreign. I don't know what she is. I didn't before tonight, and so she's on her Bluetooth, talking as I walk into the store. There's nobody else in there. Blah, 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 blah. I don't know what language it is.
Of course.
And I lay money on the counter. I said, 1 Powerball, and she's still on the phone. She gets it, and she comes back. She looks directly at me, and she goes, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I'm looking at her like, she goes, "Oh, you don't know what I just said, do you?" I said, "No." She was I think she was trying to say it's $2,
right?
For the ticket. And so she gave me, and she goes, "I was speaking in my language." I said, "What language is that?" And I don't know what it's like, Kabachi, something like that.
Farsi.
I don't know. And I said, "So what language is that?" And she told me again. I said, "Where do they speak this?" Because I still don't know what it is. She goes, "In India." She goes, "I'm Indian." I said, "Oh, okay." So, I just thought that was funny.
And you were like, red dot or feather?
Yeah, Sitting Bull or Gandhi.
I have a friend who's Indian. His name's Bunty.
Yeah.
And I was at his wedding, and they had Indian food there. Not great.
Authentic Indian food.
It wasn't good.
It doesn't smell good either,
Didn't smell good. Everything was spicy, crazy spicy. And I was doing a job once, a drywall job, like at a residence.
Yeah.
And the lady that was the, lady of the house, was a man and a woman. He was actually the local news broadcaster in Billings.
Okay.
Minor celebrity.
And he's Indian.
And Erica's dad, God bless him, he probably listening. When we walk in to do the job, he was my boss, and we walk in to get the lay of the land, and the guy comes up, and we know him because he's the local news guy, know, and he goes, I don't think we've met yet before, and Terry goes, but I know you, like that. I was like, oh my goodness. So anyway. He's like, oh, okay. So anyway, I do the job. I'm there. I go every day for like a week and finish it and stuff. And this lady and I, she's the only one in the house. We got a good rapport, and she's not from this country. Yes. She has an accent. She's playing strange music. There's weird smells in the house.
She's always wearing the long flowy thing.
Yeah. And and so I go to get the check at the end of the job, and the writing on her check is not
English.
Yeah. And I said, I think I asked her, pretty sure I asked her what part of India she was from. At which she said, do I look like I'm from India?
Oh, like Pakistan.
Because I was convinced it was India. I saw like an elephant statue or something. I was like, this lady's Indian. She was not. She was from Saudi Arabia. And did not appreciate the inference. I can tell you that much. And so it was an awful moment. When she stopped and she goes, do I look like I'm from India? And what was I supposed to say? Yes?
Yeah.
To me?
Kind of.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. But I felt really bad.
Your food smells bad.
We had such a good
awful clothes.
Like you're checking all the Indian boxes for me. Is
that a mole or a dot?
I felt really bad. I felt like an absolute idiot. And I had such a good rapport all week long. We had and she offered me food and stuff like that, and
this was great.
She's very nice.
Cuisine.
I was like, but I
her
felt
husband
like an
gets
idiot.
home later after you've left. She's like, oh, I got him good.
I
told him we weren't Indian.
Well, he was white. He was quite white. So, which is also the title to Jesse's autobiography.
Quite white.
Yeah.
One of those jokes that he was telling when we had to bleep him out.
Yes.
Hey, listen,
Aryan.
Jess, fan of the show, Jess, messaged me on Easter
to find out what the
tell
joke
me
was.
Happy Easter, and then she said, by the way, I was thinking about it, I really wanted to hear the joke, and I refused. I said, how about this? How about you remind me in a day or two? I cannot tell this joke on a holy day. And
that's funny.
So if you're
So
listening,
has she responded
Jess,
yet or no?
She has not. So when she listens to this, I'll go ahead and I'll tell you the joke.
Okay, so listen, here's
She's not
another.
gonna like me anymore.
It's not even funny.
No, it's a stupid joke. It's just a stupid joke.
I'm gonna send her the joke, and she's gonna
It's not
read
a
it
joke, it's-
and not ever respond. Stop listening to the show.
Okay, so listen.
So what's the second thing?
Well, listen, there's a third thing now. The two things are over. It was the Red Bull and the Indian, like, looking at me, thinking she's speaking English, and actually speaking Indian, whatever she is. So the other thing that reminded me, so Jess, I was around on Easter, we were all together with a handful of family and friends, and it was early in the morning, and I asked everybody what they ate for breakfast, and her two daughters said that they ate peanut butter sandwiches.
For breakfast.
Okay, first of all, for breakfast, I don't get that. Second of all, I said, no jelly? I said, no, just peanut butter. And I thought that, honestly, was the weirdest thing I ever heard. Now, fast forward just 2 or 3 days, I'm sitting down, I look over at my wife, I'm like, what are you eating? She goes, a peanut butter sandwich. I'm like, what?
Wow.
I said, is there jelly on that? She goes, no, it's just peanut butter. I'm like, I've never heard this a day in my life, and now I've experienced it from multiple people within 2 or 3 days.
I've had a peanut butter sandwich.
Just a peanut butter sandwich.
Sure.
I've had it with tomato soup.
Peanut butter and tomato
I've
soup?
had peanut butter on toast a lot.
Well, listen, that's a little bit different. But just peanut butter
I've
sandwich?
had a peanut butter sandwich. I'm a big fan of peanut butter.
No jelly?
I mean, if I
Why would you do peanut butter and not jelly?
Sometimes you don't have jelly.
Oh, I've always got jelly.
Oh, I've always got jelly.
We've got a fondue fountain of it.
Okay, so do you want to do Mike Tyson before or after?
Let's do
the
it before
Netflix?
because I want to make sure and get to it. So I believe this happened today. Mike Tyson, I read the headline, Mike Tyson assaults, punches fellow airline writer. I don't know how do
Flighter.
I say flight
Goer.
person. I don't know. They were on the flight with them, and he assaulted somebody on the airplane. And I just saw the picture of him leaning over the back of his seat. Obviously, the guy was sitting behind him,
Yeah.
and he was going like this. Now, my first reaction is, boy, Mike Tyson, roid rage. He's probably on drugs again. This is not good. It's a bad thing. And he needs to get under control. He probably just needs to go back to jail.
Yeah.
And then I watched the video, and I 100% support Mike Tyson punching this guy. I showed you the video beforehand. What are your thoughts?
So I still don't know. I mean, I watched it just one time. I still don't know exactly what happened.
Apparently the guy, I'm sorry.
Okay.
The guy apparently also threw a water bottle at him at some point.
Oh, you can't do that.
So the guy seemed to be taunting him in the video.
Was the guy that was taunting him high or drunk?
He seemed like, he had something in his hand, I think, from the flight attendant,
Okay.
But I don't know if it was alcoholic in nature.
He didn't seem like he was all together to start with.
He was just a normal 20-year-old white kid, and he seemed to be pretty excited about Mike Tyson sitting in front of him.
Yeah.
He was an idiot. He was the kind of guy, I'll bet you his muffler is really loud.
Yes.
He
drives a Honda Civic, and he ruptured his muffler just
on
so
purpose.
that it would be loud.
Just stuck a screwdriver in it so it could be super loud.
Yeah.
So this is this guy.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that's who this guy is. He has every Fast and Furious DVD.
Yeah.
He wears tap out shirts.
100%.
Yeah.
This is who we're talking about. Okay. Yeah. And he, I don't know if he was trying to goad Mike Tyson. I don't know what his thing, but Mike seemed to be very patient for a long time, and eventually he couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah.
And, afterwards they showed him, and he had a little kind of, you could see a little bit of blood. There was a cut there, I mean, you're welcome. Life lesson. Don't make fun of Mike Tyson.
Yeah. But he was taunting him. It looked like he was over the seat.
And he kept on reaching over and kept on talking to him and stuff, and like all this.
I mean, the right move is get the flight attendant. This guy's being a jerk.
Uh-huh.
Now, was the plane actually already in the air?
I believe it was, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's another thing. Because prior, it's a big thing now with the safety stuff that if you're acting like an idiot before takeoff, they'll just kick you off the plane.
Yeah.
But if you're mid-flight, there's not a lot.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's 100% going to press charges and try to sue Mike Tyson for.
It's a good thing there's video because this guy's acting like an idiot.
Yeah.
And if you threw a water bottle, that's assault. You can't throw something at someone.
Yeah.
Now, Mike Tyson probably should not have turned around and.
No, he probably shouldn't have. But I want to live in a world in which that guy can get punched.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Whether
and
he
by one of the baddest men on the planet,
Mike
too.
Tyson.
Still.
By whether he taunted Mike Tyson or not.
No,
He deserves to get punched.
Yes, that guy had it coming.
Yeah.
I mean, he's probably been punched before.
Well, you don't tug on Superman's cape. You don't pee into the wind.
Spit into the wind. You don't pull the mask off the Lone Ranger, and you don't mess around with Jim.
You don't mess around with Mike Tyson.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
That's just a rule. You don't do it.
So at first I was against it,
Yeah.
the violence, and now I support it. Although if I was sitting with Mike at the time, I would, and he was like, "I'm gonna punch this guy." I'd be like, "Mike, it's
Hold
not
on.
worth it, man. Like, what you're gonna have to pay for this?
Yeah.
The public, all of
Right.
this. It's not worth it."
Unless it's a publicity stunt because he's trying to get back into boxing.
I don't think it's a publicity stunt.
No, I don't think so either. Mike Tyson's legit crazy.
Yes, he is legit.
Did you hear
crazy.
the Joe Rogan podcast recently with
No.
Tyson? Man, the first 5 minutes were really hard to get through because he's just on a different planet.
Yeah.
Also, he was smoking weed, so he's
Of
like
course.
mid puff, and he's like, "Man, back when I was fighting, like he just gets this like weird thing." I mean,
No,
he's a scary dude.
He's not all there.
No,
And I imagine he's high half the time.
at
I
least.
feel like I've watched a couple of Mike Tyson documentaries. I think the worst thing that happened to Mike Tyson was when his trainer died. He's young, and he's got this old trainer who trained him up in the Catskills, and he was like a father figure because Mike didn't have a father figure.
Right.
And he was the one that was kind of bringing him along, and he's rising up in this stuff, and then he dies.
Yeah.
And when he dies, Don King swings in.
Yeah, that
and
was
picks up Mike Tyson.
beginning of the end.
And I think there was if this guy had lived longer, I think he could have, because Mike was like you could tell there was like this undercurrent of rage in Mike Tyson. That's one of the things that made him such a good boxer.
But this guy was a sensei.
And this guy was like, take it out on the ring, right? Like leave it on the ring, right? And he was good for that. But once he died, you could tell Don King did not enter the picture till this guy died,
right?
And then that was the end. Don King is the worst.
We watched a little bit of boxing between like 1988 and 1994. I mean, not a lot, but
that
the
was
whole
the last
field
time
fights,
it was
the Tyson
good.
Fights, well, yes. And then prior to that, the history of boxing, there's a lot of great boxers and stuff. And I've seen old fights. It was hard because you don't live in that moment to see Frazier or Muhammad Ali or George Foreman. I mean, these guys were incredible. But I can't help but think that Mike Tyson at his prime would just destroy anybody.
It's hard to imagine.
You know, I mean, the guy was
Mike Tyson in his prime.
dynamite in a box.
I know.
I mean, he just exploded.
He was, there's just sheer power and rage and force.
Right.
In a way that I just don't know how he was so fast and he was smart too. He wasn't a stupid boxer. He just wasn't out there throwing haymakers.
Right.
He knew how to get underneath you, use his lack of height and just pure power as an advantage.
Right.
And once he got in there, I mean, a couple body blows and you're done.
Well, 2 or 3 rounds was always it.
Yeah.
If you could take him 9-10 rounds, he got tired.
And the only reason Buster Douglas beat him was because Mike Tyson wasn't taking it seriously, and Buster Douglas had a good, he had the reach, he had a good game plan. But if Mike Tyson had taken the fight seriously, he'd have knocked him out.
I think Buster's mom had just died, and so like he's going into the ring.
He's got all this adrenaline.
Yeah,
It was like the perfect storm.
Yeah.
It was in Japan, so Mike Tyson had flown all night just to get there. It was just the perfect storm for Mike to lose the fight.
Yeah.
But I think Mike Tyson in his prime. You keep on if he can. I forget this guy's name, like Amada or something like that. If you can keep him with him, I totally agree. I don't know enough about boxing. Maybe Joe Louis was better. Maybe Muhammad Ali was better. But it's hard to imagine anybody beating Mike Tyson in his prime.
I mean, that guy was incredible.
How much money would it take for you to take just an unbrowed gut punch from Tyson?
One gut. I mean, it might. I might need surgery afterwards. You know what I mean? Like,
can you prepare, like, hold your gut, or like?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. But
that's
you
why
can't
Gandhi
try to
died.
block it in any way.
Or not Gandhi, Houdini. Mike Tyson punched Gandhi.
Gandhi was like, "Give me your best shot." And Mike Tyson's like, "I don't know about this, man. I might kill you." And he's like, "Give me your best." You know,
and that's how he died. No, Houdini died that way, right?
Yeah, he did.
He's like, I could take a punch from anybody, and he would tense up. Well, some guy took him up on that, but he wasn't ready, and he sucker punched him right in the gut and killed him.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man.
Mike Tyson could kill you.
Mike Tyson could kill me. So I don't know.
And he's probably what, 55, 50?
You know, and punch to the head's not that much
55,
better because he could kill me with the punch to the head, just like he could.
Is it bare knuckle?
I'd let him maybe punch me in the leg,
the thigh.
I feel like he couldn't kill me.
The buttocks,
but even the butt, I feel like
the gluteus maximus.
Yeah.
A shot to the butt.
Let's do the Netflix suggestion of the week.
Netflix, watch these shows with us. Netflix, or maybe Hulu Plus. Netflix, watch these shows with us. Netflix, or maybe Hulu Plus. Or maybe Amazon Prime or something like that, like YouTube. Or we don't want to put a box around what you watch, so you never know.
Jason, what is your Netflix suggestion of the week?
My Netflix suggestion of the week is on Disney Plus.
Okay.
It is called Moon Knight.
Oh.
It is the new Marvel series.
It's got the guy from Star Wars in
Poe. Is that his name, Poe?
Poe Dameron.
Yeah. And
I like him.
I like him a lot, too. So is he like New Zealand? What is he from?
Well, his parents. Well, I think he's from. What's the word I'm looking for? Why can't I think of the word? It's Argentina. I think his parents are Argentinian. But he seems to have like a mixed background. Like I think his mom might be like French and his dad's Argentinian. He's got something like that.
He's got like a weird British accent, but he does an American accent too.
Yeah, I don't think his normal accent's British, though.
I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, he does both in this.
Sure.
Because he plays like 2 different characters in it. It's fantastic. He's very, very good at it.
He's a good actor.
He's a great actor. And I don't know the mythology behind Moon Knight. I don't know where it comes from. It's probably some weird random comic. It feels like Marvel's kind of gone through the low-hanging fruit, and now they're reaching for things that it's like, Stan Lee wrote this on a napkin in a restaurant once.
Yeah.
Like it never really even fully developed. And I could be totally wrong. Maybe Moon Knight is like super popular. I don't know.
I'm not a comic book guy.
I didn't know. I've never heard of it. So it's not mainstream. I mean, it is now, but it wasn't prior to this. Anyways, the whole story evolves around this like Egyptian god, and they're trying to find this treasure or something. I don't even know, but some guy's trying to take over the world.
Sounds like you're really into it.
Yeah, I like the Egyptian lore.
Yeah, who doesn't like Egyptian lore?
I do. Mm-hmm. I love Stargate. Same thing.
Levi showed me this bit,
Yeah.
this comedy thing where the guy was talking about the pyramids. He's like, I like watching these things, the pyramids. And the question's always like, who built them? Was it the Egyptians? Did they build them? Maybe they had the Jews build them. Maybe aliens came down and built them, Yeah. He goes, meanwhile, there are legitimate periods in Mexico. And let me tell you, Mexicans are such good workers. Nobody questions who built those.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah.
He's like, we all know. He's like, the aliens showed up and the Mexicans like, no, man, we got it.
We got it. We got it. That's pretty good.
That was pretty funny.
What's really weird, though, there are pyramids all over the world. Mm-hmm. All over the world. Every continent, there's a pyramid.
Yeah. It's a pretty easy shape to figure out. It's not like super
I don't
complicated.
think you start with a pyramid.
I mean, I think you're building stuff.
think
You're
you
like,
start
yeah,
with
we
a
need to make the bottom bigger so we can make it taller. And then it just kind of comes together.
The first pyramid was like on accident.
I think that it was some guys with the rock and they were just seeing who could make the tallest thing. And the guy's like, I think I can do it like this.
Yeah.
And then it's like, yeah, that kind of works. It's kind of stable.
Yeah.
I think it's like the wheel. I think different people can figure it out at different
I don't know.
times.
I saw a video about the pyramids. Like, it's not the shape of them.
Yeah.
It's how precise they are, especially on the inside when you have like different chambers.
Yeah.
They're talking about how they have these big slabs of stone that are like 35 ton.
Yeah.
And the only way to get them in place to where they're at, you can't take them up a ramp more than 10 degrees. And in order to get a ramp 10 degrees to get them where they're at, the
Like
ramp
8
would be
miles.
like, ridiculous long.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Listen,
It seems
I
pretty
love
crazy.
a chamber. There are not enough chambers in our
secret
world.
chambers.
Secret
Yeah.
chambers, public
With
chambers.
booby traps. They have to have
love a
booby
booby
traps
trap.
or it's not interesting.
No, chambers are pretty great. Mm-hmm. Pyramids are great.
Who doesn't love a pyramid?
Can we do Mount Rushmore of Egyptian
Stuff.
pyramids, obelisk?
The Sphinx.
I love an obelisk.
Sphinx.
And the Nile.
Sphinxter?
Yeah, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That's it.
That's pretty good.
Oh, when he was a young man, he really was King Tut.
That doesn't play over so well today, but that was great back then.
Yeah.
I mean, growing up, that was so funny. Steve Martin's King Tut.
Something. Gotta use a megaphone, King Tut. It was like, this is the greatest. This is, at the time, we
Yeah.
felt like this is the peak.
It will never
The
get better than
absolute
this.
apex
It will
of
never
comedy
get better
genius.
than this.
And
Yeah.
now
It
you look
didn't.
back, you're like,
Steve
Well, I
Martin.
don't know.
Steve Martin's stand-up at the time is hilarious.
Well, I think it's still funny. His stand-up is actually
some
still
of the
funny.
stuff
Some of it's silly.
is pretty bad.
Silly, but
Like the first time he hosted SNL, he's got the arrow in his head.
it's
and
great
his
though.
banjo, you know.
Hey, this guy is pretty good. Like, I think it's genius. I'm a big fan.
I'm also a fan. I think if Harrison was to watch that, I don't think he would
Harrison's
get it.
an idiot. He doesn't have a sense of comedy.
There are certain things.
How old are you?
15.
He's 15.
He doesn't even know how old he is. But
I know.
what does a 15-year-old know about comedy? Nothing.
That's true. Although he's well diverse. I've made him watch Monty Python. He thought Monty Python was funny, right?
All right, okay.
You know.
So Levi's got a lady friend, okay? And she's been, hanging out. They go back and forth and stuff, and she was at the house. And Erica, we were over and we were like, want to watch a movie. And Erica was like, asked her if she'd seen Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which I like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah.
I also know that Erica doesn't. And she was like, I thought that'd be fun to watch. I'm like, you want to watch that movie?
Yeah.
Because she never liked it, and I
Yeah.
liked it.
Yeah.
And she was like, "No, I think it'd be fun." I was like, "I'll watch it. Like, I
Yeah.
got no problem with that,
Yeah.
And we got about I don't know, 10 minutes into it, and Grace goes, "What's the point of this movie?" and the kids were like, "I don't like it," and I was like,
Yeah.
"Erica." And she's like, and Erica's like, "Don't look at me. I hate this movie." I'm like, "You're the one that suggested it. I like the movie,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't watch it by myself."
I love Hitchhiker's Guide
It's
to the
a good
Galaxy.
movie.
I've watched it probably 1,000 times.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
not a joke.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We watched it every night before bed for years.
Yeah, I like all of the characters in it.
Yeah.
The guy with the head and the thing and
Yeah.
the
Zaphod
the
Beeblebrox.
manic, the depressant robot. I'm a
Yes.
big fan.
Marvin, he died in real life.
But Alan Rickman.
yeah.
But anyway, it was just such a weird thing. I'm like, why did you suggest this? She's like, I don't. She's like, I don't think I remembered it. I was like,
why'd you suggest it? That's pretty funny.
Now she's never going to take any of our movie suggestions. You know? Like you got to ease them into the weird stuff. Yeah. Right. And her family doesn't watch any sci-fi. Like she's never seen.
If you've never,
she hasn't watched one Star War.
Oh my God.
She's never seen one Star War.
And this is
her life is better for it.
We're working on her. You know.
Yeah.
So we've introduced her to some culture. She'd never seen the Princess Bride.
What?
I don't know, but
is she liked super
sheltered? But she liked that.
Like homeschool.
Apparently, she likes Kanye. So
that's
I don't
weird.
know.
Yeah,
she's hard to figure out. I like her. She's a good girl.
Yeah,
I'm pro
so far.
I'm pro. Well, so far, except she doesn't. But I can't criticize her for not liking Star Wars because she's just ignorant of it.
She's never known any
She doesn't
better.
know it.
Yeah.
So there's been a big discussion in the family about what's the best way to introduce her to Star Wars.
Yeah.
So we don't know. Levi's thought is maybe show her Rogue One and then launch into the first three.
Oh, I don't think so. No.
I feel like if it's that complicated,
here's the thing.
it's not that good. Start at the beginning, move to the end.
No, here's the problem. I would start with New Hope.
Yeah. Because then it progressively get better.
The movies get better.
Production-wise.
Production-wise. Because if you start with Rogue One and then go to Hope.
Like, what the heck is
like
this?
This is a letdown.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I would do it the way they were produced.
All right. Okay. That's good to know. My Netflix suggestion of the week is it's very it's public knowledge. I've been in a show hole for a while. I finished Frasier. It's been a real strain on our marriage. We've been fighting a lot lately, you know.
Nothing to watch.
And we just always end up crying, just saying, I just want Niles back, you know. I'm not mad at you. I'm just mad at Daphne. I'm like, that doesn't even make any sense. But we started watching King of Queens.
Okay.
I
like King of Queens.
I like King of Queens.
Yeah.
I don't like it as much as Frasier, but it's filling the gap nicely.
Yeah.
And then
Kevin James is great.
Yeah.
Kevin James is very funny. And what I've learned is that that I imitate those that I'm around a lot. Or that I'm watching. If I'm watching something a lot, I end up imitating it. And so now I find myself sitting down at different times going like a relaxation, stuff like that. So, yeah. So Eric and I, we've both decided that that couple is the worst version of us. Like,
okay.
Like that's me at my worst. Like just kind of lazy.
Yeah.
Just kind of a pretty selfish, idiot kind of a guy.
Yeah, that's your worst?
He's like, if I just let myself go, I would be Doug Heffernan.
Yeah.
I would like hold down a job and stuff, but I mean, I would be kind of because he does some pretty stupid things.
Yeah.
He's an idiot, and she's just nasty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She's just mean a lot. And yells at him. So we both feel like that's the worst version of ourselves.
Yeah.
So we've come together. And then the other thing is, I don't know. I know we're not supposed to do two, but we have introduced our daughters. We've been watching Monk together.
Oh, I like Monk.
And they like Monk.
Yeah.
We made it through the first season, and we still like it. So now we've got we've moved on to the theme song. It's a jungle out there.
Yeah.
Disorder and confusion everywhere. I could be wrong now, but I don't think so. Love Randy Newman.
He tells you
whatever
he's singing.
Yeah, he tells you what he's singing. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I could be wrong now, but I don't think so. I love Randy Newman. So anyway, that's my
Jesse, do you have a Netflix
I
suggestion?
do.
Oh,
I know.
Oh, you saw me like tensing up.
No,
getting
I
ready
looked
to
at the
talk.
clock and I realized we got to fill 2
Yeah.
more minutes.
So
What can we waste?
It's a good one. Yeah.
We got 2 minutes to waste. Jesse, do you got anything?
this stuff's too good to waste.
Savannah and I have been watching The Office.
I mean,
lately.
this stuff's not too. I mean, it's not too good to waste. Like I literally wrote, "Tall people get more daylight." That's a thing.
That is a thing.
But anyway, The Office,
Yeah, The Office.
You and Jesse,
the British Office.
No. I'm not a huge fan of Ricky Gervais.
I love Ricky.
Like
Gervais.
I like sometimes I like him, but I don't know.
I feel like nobody likes Ricky Gervais as much as Ricky Gervais likes
Yeah,
Ricky
That's
Gervais.
true.
Yeah.
I like him a lot.
Honestly, once we're done with the US version, I might watch.
It's
the
a bit
UK
of a
version.
letdown. The whole tone is very different.
Oh
It's
yeah,
very calm.
Michael Scott, and no way. But I was like, we were watching none of that. would pass
no.
today.
That
on
show
TV.
could not
Like,
make it.
there is no way.
No.
I mean, can I
Oh
tell
my
the joke?
goodness.
Can I tell the joke I
No,
sent you
don't tell me
guys?
jokes.
Oh,
The
No.
diversity
No more
day.
jokes.
Just the diversity
The
day.
diversity day one.
episode. That would never make it.
Ended our night on that, and I saw the joke.
There's no way it would make it.
If I were to stereotype you based on things I don't believe, I would say you're probably not a great driver. Oh, I'm a woman.
No,
But
that's pretty great.
It is. It's
the world could use more of that.
absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know that episode. I typed the joke I sent you guys this morning. I typed it last night at 11:30 and almost sent it and thought,
Thank
you
you.
know, I'm gonna wait till the morning.
I was asleep, so thank
Yeah,
you.
so
I
I
appreciate that.
sent it this morning. So, The Office is my official Netflix suggestion of
That's
the week.
not bad. Office is okay.
Harrison, do you have one? No. Okay.
Tall people do get more daylight.
If they go outside.
Yes, that's true.
If they stay inside,
If you put a tall person and a short person outside every day, all day, by the
person's
end of the
gonna get
year,
more
the tall
sun.
person will have gotten more daylight than the short person. It's
yes,
true.
That is true.
Because the sun hits them faster. Because they're looking down on the horizon. I mean, Levi told me the math. He I don't know,
Okay.
this is his whole thing, and like in a tall person's life, like if you're 6'5",
Yeah.
versus a person that's like 5'8", you're gonna get in your whole life. You're gonna get like, I don't know, like 3 weeks more of daylight or something like that added up.
I guess I don't.
Now that doesn't necessarily imply like if one person's like at a higher elevation, like if they're standing on a roof or something,
Yeah.
well then it's different, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
But the higher you go, the more daylight you get. I mean, eventually it goes so high that you get the curvature of the earth, and you see so much of the sun. You get a lot more of the sun, But because I felt like because when I go on our roof, the sun sets later than if I'm on the ground. When I'm on the roof, I get
Seconds,
more
though,
sun.
right?
I
by
get
a fraction of
it's not much.
Yeah.
No, but it is something.
A fraction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you get more daylight.
I mean, technically, the sun's going to set when the sun sets.
But that's the thing. The sun doesn't set. The sun is a constant.
That's true.
Have you seen the YouTube channel?
Flat Earth?
Who would win? 1 trillion lions versus the sun, and science proves it.
No.
What's your money on?
The sun.
There's a fight. There's 1 trillion lions. 1 trillion's a lot.
the sun.
1 trillion is a lot. Just angry lions just going after the sun.
How you going to beat the sun?
I don't know.
Burn
you
up.
got to watch the YouTube
It's
video.
more
There's
fuel.
science backing that.
Oh, yeah.
There's more fuel.
Someone spent. That's where our taxpayer dollars are going to. We're funding NASA to see if 1 trillion lions could beat
wanna-
up the sun.
But you'd like to watch it, though, wouldn't
yeah, I
you?
probably would.
I'm going to go home tonight and Google it.
All right, this is Dan signing off for Jason, reminding you to always keep your stick on the ice and never wear the blue sweats.
Sit, boo, boo, sit. Good dog.
I have spoken. So